Hey everyone, welcome to my personal channel, Socials Awkward. My name is David Bidell, and the livery is just another thing that Campagna does best. Let's go. All right, gearheads, aviation buffs, and history nerds. Let's talk about a word you've probably heard, but maybe never thought too much about. Livery. Nope, not that place you rent a horse, and no, it's not the thing in your body that hates tequila shots. This livery is the uniform your T-Rex wears. And in the case of today's story, it's the most famous uniform in motorsports. I'm talking about none other than the Gulf Oil blue and orange. Livery is basically the paint scheme. It's decals and design elements that give a vehicle its personality, its visual identity. Think of it as the difference between plain sweatpants and a tailored suit. Or in racing terms, between some guy in a car and, whoa, that's the car. Livery comes from an old term for a servant's uniform. And back in the day, a butler had his livery, and now, well, your T-Rex can too. It might be painted, wrapped in vinyl, plastered with decals, anything that makes it stand out. For example, Todd rocks that classic red-black livery with an emphasis on carbon fiber, while Danny prefers the volcanic orange, also on black. And although it brings out some mixed reviews, some riders have simply gone wild with their liveries. But when it comes to famous liveries, the Gulf Oil scheme is the rock star of the automotive world. Pastel blue, vibrant tangerine orange, colors so complementary, they practically hum when they're next to each other. But here's the twist. It didn't start with race cars. It started in the sky. In the 1930s, Gulf Oil's aviation manager, Major Alfred J. Williams, had a biplane, the Grumman G-22, also called the Gulf Hawk II, and it was decked out in orange with Gulf logos. It was a flying billboard decades before Instagram made influencers a thing. Williams even toured Europe in it in 1938, and today you can see that exact plane in the Smithsonian, which was my first stop when I visited the museum in DC last year. And that's when I learned that by the 1960s, Gulf Oil was thinking big, like moon landing big. They sponsored NBC's coverage of Apollo 11, handed out free promotional books, space mission sticker sheets, and even a punch-out paper lunar module. The brand was everywhere, and soon it was about to make its biggest mark, the racetrack. In 1967, Gulf's Vice President Grady Davis entered his own Ford GT40 in Daytona and Sebring. The next year, Gulf officially teamed up with John Wyer Automotive Engineering, a race team with some serious credentials. First, the cars got a makeover, lower rooflines, sleeker bodies, and a paint job in Gulf powder blue and marigold. These became the first official Gulf-livered race cars, and man, did they deliver. The Ford GT40, wearing those unmistakable colors, won back-to-back Le Mans titles in 1968 and 1969. That's basically the motorsport version of a mic drop. Then came 1971. Steve McQueen, aka the King of Cool, starred in Le Mans driving a Gulf-livered Porsche 917K. Suddenly, the blue and orange scheme wasn't just for race fans. It was pop culture. It was style. It was the automotive equivalent of the Rolling Stones logo. From there, Gulf livery became a passport to racing legend status. Porsche, Audi, McLaren, Aston Martin, and now Campagna all have worn it proudly. Special edition Gulf paint jobs have graced everything from the Lotus Evora 400 to the $1.7 million McLaren Elva. If you see those colors coming, you know you're looking at something fast, something rare, and possibly something worth more than your house. And speaking of McLaren, Gulf and McLaren's relationship goes way back to 1968. They've won over 40 races together, including the legendary F1 GTR's victory in 1996. In 2020, they reunited with a multi-year deal, meaning Gulf is now the official fuel and lubricant supplier for McLaren Automotive. Oh, and if you've got the cash and the right connections, you can special order a Gulf-livered McLaren hand-painted by McLaren's special operations team. Just make sure you've got the garage worthy of it. So when you hear the word livery, remember, it's not just about paint. It's about identity. It's about history. And in the case of Gulf's pastel blue and screaming orange, it's about an unbroken chain of style and speed that started in the sky, raced across the world, and even touched the moon. And let's be honest, if cars had dating profiles, the Gulf livery would be the one that everyone swipes right on. Thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed this ride through racing history, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment below of what iconic livery your T-Rex hails from. As always, be nice and ride safely. I'll see you out there.